So for number 5, we are going to draw again two different triangles. First, we're going to draw a triangle with a 100-degree angle, with a 30-degree angle at R and a 100-degree angle on the other side. And then the second triangle, we're going to have the angles in different orders. So for A, we were supposed to draw a 3-inch segment with one endpoint at R. So I already did that. If you take a look, you'll see I made this dot at 3 inches. And so if you're following along, you should make a point 3 inches away from R. At R, draw a 30-degree angle. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Let me get my protractor lined up. And let me draw a 30-degree angle over here. That would be my little dot to help guide me on that. So let me go ahead and draw a 30-degree angle. Okay, and then it says to draw a 100-degree angle on the other side of the 3-inch segment. So over here I'm going to draw a 100-degree angle. So I have to be careful that I know this is going to be an obtuse angle. So what I'm really going to use here has got to be the outside, right? I've got to use this reference point as 100 degree because that would make this an obtuse angle. So let me draw a 100-degree angle on this side. Okay, it looks like I didn't extend my line far enough. So let me extend this line just a wee bit further. Okay, and there I go. There's my triangle. Now let me go over to B. B says, again, I have to draw a 3-inch segment with one endpoint at R. So let me go ahead and do that. And that would make me put the point about over there. So let me fill that point in. Okay, and now at R, I have to draw a 100-degree angle. Okay, so R now I have to draw a 100-degree angle. So it's going to be an obtuse angle. Let me get my protractor lined up. Okay, and 100 degrees would place it about there. So let me go ahead and draw in my angle. Hope I'm making it long enough. Okay, and then on the other side, draw a 30-degree angle. So over here, I have to draw a 30-degree angle. And of course, that is an acute angle. And so I have to use the side of the protractor, which would be this one. That would give me a nice acute angle of 30 degrees. So let me go ahead and join these 2 points together. And there I've got my triangle. Okay, so I've got my 2 triangles. And once again, let me fill in the points so that I can really see them. And once again, it's asking to trace the first triangle on patty paper and compare to the second triangle. There's no third triangle here, so we're just comparing these 2 triangles together. So let me go ahead and get my patty paper. And let me trace the first triangle. That's the first side. This is the second side. And this is the third side. Okay, so I've traced my first triangle. And now this is my second triangle. And let me try to see if I can place the patty paper over this. No, that doesn't work right. Let me just keep trying. No, that doesn't work right. How about this? Does this work? That doesn't work. Right, looks like we may have to try flipping this over. Let's see this. Well, that's not working. Let me flip it over. Maybe flipping it over will help. Let's flip it over, and okay, there we go. That's a nice fit. Okay, so we've got a nice match. We've got congruent triangles. Because again, if they're congruent, it means you could do this. You could take patty paper, trace one of them, and somehow manipulate the patty paper so that you could put it over the second one. So what we conclude here is that if the first one is triangle number 1, and the second is triangle number 2, we can conclude that triangle number 1 is congruent to triangle number 2. Okay, and let's remember what we did here. We had the same length on the bottom part of both of these triangles. It was 3 inches in the bottom part of all of them. On the top triangle, we had a 30-degree angle at R. We had a 100-degree angle on this side. In the second triangle, we had the 100-degree angle at R, and we had the 30-degree angle on the right side. So what was common between the triangles was that they had equal angles as well as a congruent side between the angles. So this was what we called an included side. So an included side is a side that is located between two angles. Okay, so in this case, we had two congruent angles. 30 here is congruent to 30 there. 100 there is congruent to 100 degrees there. And then the included side, or the side between the two angles, was also congruent because the two sides are of equal measures, 3 inches. So basically, we have what's called, not only can we conclude triangle 1 is congruent to triangle 2, but we conclude that angle side angle is a congruence criteria. Okay, so that means if we have an angle, an included side, and another angle, okay, where the angles are on either side of the included side in both triangles. Notice the angles are on opposite sides of the included side. If you have two triangles such that you have a correspondence of angle, side angle, then you can conclude that the triangle, it's a triangle congruence criteria. The two triangles are congruent. So let's go ahead and let's review what's at the bottom of this paper, which is giving us the more general form. So let's say we're dealing with two other triangles here, triangle ABC, right? That's how we labeled this triangle ABC, and triangle RST. And we're given that angle B is congruent to angle S, so we can write B and S with a single line through it like that. They're congruent. We also have side BC is congruent to side ST, so side BC is congruent to side ST. And angle C is congruent to angle T, so we can now have angle C congruent to angle T, and I'll note that by 2 lines. I'll make it 3 lines. That way we only have one thing with 3 lines. Okay, it doesn't matter how you represent it, but what we've got here is we've got two congruent triangles because of angle, side, angle. We've got angle, side, angle. We've got corresponding angles, an included side, and the other angle that are congruent. So what we can say is the triangle ABC is congruent to triangle RST. RST. And the reason for that is angle, side, angle.